What's going on, guys? It is Draco in here, and we are back with another predictions video. The Steelers just took the dub on Monday Night Football. That's a prediction correct from last week. As were a few others. I feel like it was sort of half and half this week. I honestly wasn't watching it. I was playing Pokemon, but I had it on in the background, and I saw some of it. So, yeah. Just shows that I would rather fight the Elite Four than watch a couple of mid teams. So yeah, let's get this show on the road with the Week 13 predictions. Starting off the week, we got the Bills versus the Patriots, one of the most storied rivalries in the AFC. This one I have going to Buffalo because Buffalo just has the better team. Yeah, sure, they're playing on the road, but it's, like I said, Buffalo just has the better team. Next up, we have the Browns versus the Texans. Deshaun Watson's first game back from being suspended, and it will be a dub for him because he's playing the Texans. Like, literally the worst team in the league. I don't think I'm going to predict the Texans to win a game the rest of the season. But whatever. They'll be a lot better off next year when they have C.J. Stroud. Next up, we got another big rivalry, the Packers versus the Bears. This one will be a Packers win. Justin Fields is probably not going to play. And the Packers, even with Jordan Love, I feel like can beat the Bears with their terrible defense because all the good guys on defense were either traded or are injured. So, yeah, Packers win this one by a bunch. Next up, we have the Titans taking on the Eagles. I'm going to have Philly winning this game. I know I predicted them to lose to the Packers last week, and they didn't. So, I'm predicting the Eagles to win against the Titans, who just took the L to the Bengals. Another prediction I got wrong. Next up, we have the Jaguars versus the Lions. I think that the Jaguars go 2 in a row over the Lions. The Lions, look, they're a good team, but I feel like that Trevor Lawrence magic is going to show up another week, and they're going to take down the Lions. Not sure if that's an underdog pick or what. Next up, we have the Commanders taking on the Giants. This game will decide who has third place in the NFC East. I have this one going to New York because it's at home, and sure, Washington has a pretty good defensive line, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to beat those Giants, especially since they're on the road. Next up, we have the Jets versus the Vikings. I have the Vikings winning this one because it's at home, and while everybody's saying that Mike White is great, he's only played one game this year. So, and it was against the Bears at home. So I don't think that they're going to be able to take that confidence and confidently take on the Vikings and win. Like, they're going to get their spirits shattered by the Vikings this weekend. Next up, we have the Broncos taking on the Ravens. The Ravens come away with the win this time around. The Broncos, they might just be the worst team in the league. I know the Texans are right there, but the Broncos, I honestly think they should have the at least third overall pick in next year's draft. Oh, wait. They don't. Next up, we have the Steelers versus the Falcons. I'm going to have the Steelers going for 2 in a row because the Falcons, they're just inconsistent as hell, and they're playing in the NFC South, which is the worst division in football. Yeah, the Panthers are in it, but whatever. I still don't have them winning it. Next up, we have the Seahawks taking on the Rams. This will be an absolute blowout, but probably not in the way that people would have been expecting going into the season. It will be the Seahawks winning over the Rams because the Rams suck. they're literally one of the worst teams in the league after just winning the Super Bowl. I don't know how you can go from that good to that bad immediately, but yeah, I guess just tanking for whatever quarterbacks there are in 2024. Next up, we have the Chiefs versus the Bengals. This should be a fun one. I'm going to have the Chiefs winning this one. Look, I don't hate the Bengals at all, but it's just like, I find it so hard to predict them to win games. Yeah, sure, it's at home, but they're playing the MVP favorite right now, and that pretty decent Chiefs defense. Next up, we have the Chargers taking on the Raiders. The Raiders have won 2 in a row. They shocked the Seahawks this week, but I don't think they're going to win 3 in a row. I just hit my phone there. They don't win 3 in a row. The Chargers sweep them. Yeah, sure. The Chargers, there's something going on there, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to beat. I don't think the Raiders are going to be too much of a problem for them. Next up, we have the Dolphins versus the 49ers, another fun game. I'm going to have Miami winning this one, but by barely. Like, I honestly think this game could go to overtime. But Miami gets the, advantage here because San Francisco's defense, I mean, the front seven's good, but their secondary is just not as good. I feel like it's the weakest part of their team. And they're going to go against Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Jeff Wilson back there. So, yeah. The Mike McDaniel revenge game goes to Miami. Next up, we have Sunday Night Football. This is a weird choice for Sunday Night Football. I honestly think 49ers-Dolphins should have been the Sunday Night Football game, but here we are. It's the Colts taking on the Cowboys. Cowboys absolutely destroy the Colts. They have basically a better team in every aspect except running back. And even then, it's pretty close. And they're also playing at home. I just don't see this going well for the Colts at all. And the final game of the week, we got an NFC South showdown between the Saints and the Buccaneers. My upset of the week, Saints pull it off against Tom Brady and the Bucs. Look, the Saints lost to Tom Brady earlier this year, but Andy Dalton, honestly, he's not been too bad. Like, he's been mid, which is a lot better than people would be expecting out of him. So, I believe that he's just going to go off this game, and Chris Olave is probably going to have his best game of the year. That's my bold prediction. Chris Olave goes for over 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. You can write that down. If that's right, then I'll give myself a bonus point. If that's wrong, I'll take away a point. I'll probably forget that I said that later, but whatever. And that will do it for week 12 or 13. And this is the 1 week the Panthers don't play. I mean, it's not like that's much of a loss to begin with, but that'll do it for week 13 predictions. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.